Assalamu alaikum audience. With me, Maya, we go to talk. Maya. Hi Maya.
Hey, what's new?
Hi Maya, how are you?
Good. Glad the connection's solid. So, anything interesting happened since we last chatted?
Today we're going to talk a amazing topic: how to overcome fear and take bold step in life.
Ooh, all right. That actually sounds really good. Bold steps, huh? What sparked this for you? Anything specific going on, or just a general pondering?
Why do people often feel afraid when trying something new in or challenging?
That's a good place to start. It seems like a lot of it boils down to our brains being wired for survival, right? New stuff, uncertainty, potential threat. It's kind of primitive. But beyond that, what do you think is the biggest hurdle for most people? Is it the fear of failing or something else?
What are the most common fear that stop people from taking bold steps?
Hmm. Good question. I've heard a lot about this. Seems like fear of failure is a big one, obviously. But alongside that, there's a lot of fear of judgment, what other people will think. And surprisingly, even fear of success can be paralyzing. People get worried about the changes that come with it. What about you? Do any of those resonate particularly strongly?
You feel right, failure is the big one. And how can someone identify the root causes of their fear?
Fair. Failure is definitely a heavy hitter, but identifying the root, that's the tricky part, isn't it? It's rarely just, I don't want to fail. It's usually tangled up with stuff like perfectionism or a need for control or even past experiences. Journaling can help, I've heard. Just free writing, digging into those feelings, or talking it through with someone you trust. Do either of those feel like they'd work for you?
And why is it important to step outside to the comfortable zone?
Okay, that's a good one. Because that's where the good stuff happens, honestly. Growth, learning, even just feeling more alive. Staying in your comfort zone is safe, sure, but it's also kind of stagnant. It's like you don't discover what you're capable of until you push those boundaries.
Uh, mention
What's one
some
small thing?
mention some small daily habits can help a person build courage over time.
Gotcha. Small habit. Yes, absolutely. I've heard a lot about this. Micro wins, they call it. Things like trying a new route to work, starting a conversation with a stranger, saying no to something you don't want to do. Tiny stuff that builds up that I can handle this muscle. Do any of those sound doable? Or do you have any small courage building habits you already practice?
How can our students or beginners shift their mindset from fear to confidence?
Ah, shifting mindset. That's a big one for students and honestly for everyone. I think reframing failure is key, not seeing it as a sign of inadequacy, but as a learning opportunity. Also, focusing on effort rather than outcome, celebrating the attempt, not just the result. And maybe most importantly, normalizing vulnerability, creating a safe space where it's okay to say, I don't know, or I'm scared. How does that resonate with what you've experienced as a teacher?
You say right. It is a big one thing. And how can we stay motivated when fear tried to pull us backward?
Yeah, it really is. And when fear starts tugging, that's rough. I think remembering your why is huge. What's the bigger goal? What's the reason you wanted to take that bold step in the first place? And breaking it down into even smaller steps can help so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Like instead of write a novel, it's write 250 words today. Also, is there anyone in your life who particularly inspires you? Someone who embodies that courage you're aiming for?
What role does self doubt play in holding us back, and how can we reduce it?
Whoa, okay. That's a new one. Shaloff dog? I haven't heard that term before. Could you tell me more about what that means? Is that something specific to your culture or a group you're with? I'm always up for learning new things.
Tell me some strategies help people take their first bold step toward a big goal.
Okay, first bold step strategies. All right. I've heard a few good ones. First, visualize success, but not in a cheesy way. Really feel what it would be like to achieve that goal. Second, find an accountability partner, someone to check in with and support you. Third, and this is a good one, commit to just 5 minutes. Seriously, tell yourself you'll work on it for just 5 minutes. Often, once you get started, it's easier to keep going. And lastly, celebrate every tiny victory. Does any of that jump out at you as something you could try?
And how can we prepare our students for a big goal, big task without fear of failure?
That's a really important question. I think it's about scaffolding, breaking down that big goal into really manageable steps, providing clear expectations, and offering lots of support along the way. Focus on the learning process, not just the end product. And explicitly teach them about growth mindset, that intelligence and abilities aren't fixed, but can be developed through effort and learning. It's a lot like coaching, isn't it? Gently guiding them, building their confidence, and reminding them that setbacks are a normal part of the process. Does
How does having supportive people around us help in overcoming fear?
hmm, sporty people, that's a really interesting angle. I think seeing someone push their physical limits can be incredibly inspiring, right? And athletes often talk about embracing discomfort and learning from losses. It's a great example of resilience. Plus, there's something about the discipline and focus required in sports that can translate to other areas of life. Do you have any particular athletes who you find especially motivating?
You gave some advice to my students who want to start a new journey but feel afraid of failure.
All right, here is what I'd tell your students. Look, it's totally normal to be scared. Seriously. Everyone feels that way when they're trying something new. But fear doesn't have to stop you. Think of it as a signal that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's where the growth happens. Break down your goal into small, manageable steps. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. And remember that every mistake is a learning opportunity. You've got this, honestly. Um, it's okay to be a little messy along the way. The important thing is to start. How does that sound?
Thank you for valuable conversation with me. I hope it will be very useful and fruitful for our audience. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Oh, you're very. Oh, all right. Have a good one.